LoveTales by MarsQuad.
They say love should feel safe, but what does that actually mean? Why do some relationships feel like home, while others feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells? If you've ever loved someone deeply, but felt unseen, unheard, or unsafe, this episode is for you. Welcome back to LoveTales by MarsQuad, where we turn real love stories into life-changing lessons.
LoveTales by MarsQuad.
Today's topic: emotional safety in relationships. What you need to know. Before we continue, I want to sincerely appreciate my returning subscribers. You're the best. I celebrate you, and if this is your first time seeing our video, do well by liking this video, subscribe, and identify in the comments. I will gladly want to shout out to you in my next video. Let's begin with a true story, I titled The Wall Between Us. Amaka and Brian had been together for 3 years. They had the picture-perfect relationship on social media. Vacations, matching outfits, birthday surprises. But behind closed doors, silence. Amaka stopped sharing her worries. Brian stopped opening up about work stress. Every little disagreement turned into a cold war. She feared being judged. He feared being dismissed. One day, she confessed to her sister, "It's like we love each other, but I can't breathe in this love anymore." Why? Because the relationship had lost emotional safety. They weren't physically hurting each other, but emotionally, they were both bleeding in silence. Before I define emotional safety, ask yourself, can I truly be myself in my relationship without fear? Because emotional safety is not about comfort, it's about freedom. Freedom to speak without walking on eggshells. Freedom to cry without being called too emotional. Freedom to say no without fear of being punished. Emotional safety is the soil where true love grows. Without it, even the most passionate relationship becomes a silent war zone. What is emotional safety? It's not about avoiding arguments. It's about being able to speak, feel, and exist in your relationship without fear. Fear of judgment. Fear of rejection. Fear of punishment. Fear of abandonment. An emotionally safe relationship allows you to be vulnerable and still feel loved. So many couples are not fighting each other. They're fighting their past. Childhood abandonment. Toxic exes. Family trauma. And unless these wounds are seen, named, and understood, love becomes exhausting. Emotional safety gives your partner the space to heal. Not by fixing them, but by saying with your presence, "You are safe here. You don't have to perform. You don't have to impress. You don't have to impress. You can just be." 7 signs of emotional unsafety in relationships. 1. You can't speak freely. If you constantly filter your thoughts to avoid conflict or shutdown, that's not love. That's fear. 2. You walk on eggshells. Do you second-guess your tone, your jokes, or even your silence? Emotional tension should not be the normal vibe. 3. One person always wins. If your voice, needs, or emotions are always second place, your spirit is slowly shrinking. 4. You're afraid of honesty. If telling the truth feels like starting a fight, you're not in a safe space. You're in survival mode. 5. Mistakes are weaponized. When you mess up, as humans do, are you reminded constantly? That's not accountability. That's emotional control. 6. There's no space to cry or fall apart. If you're only loved when you're strong, but neglected when you're weak, the love is conditional. 7. You feel lonelier in the relationship than when you were single. That's your soul crying for oxygen. Want to know if your relationship is emotionally safe? Don't look at the hugs. Don't look at the kisses. Look at how they respond when you're vulnerable. That's where the truth lives. 5 ways to create emotional safety in a relationship. 1. Listen to understand, not to win. When your partner speaks, pause your defense. Activate your empathy. 2. Validate their feelings, even if you disagree. Saying, "I get why you feel that way," doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're human. 3. Create space for vulnerability. Ask, "What's been heavy on your heart lately?" Sometimes, the safest thing you can offer is permission to fall apart. 4. Apologize deeply. Forgive gently. Not every apology needs proof. Sometimes it just needs presence. 5. Speak love in a language of safety. Tell them, "You're safe with me. You don't have to be perfect to be loved here. We're in this together, even when it's messy." Final words from MarsQuad. Psychologists say we all have a fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response. Not just to danger, but to emotional pain. So if your partner shuts down when you cry, or gets angry when you say you're hurt, they're not a monster. They're emotionally unsafe, and they may have never seen safety modeled before. The strongest relationships are not built on just chemistry or attraction. They're built on emotional safety. So ask yourself, does your partner feel safe around your silence, your anger, your truth? And more importantly, do you feel safe in their love? Emotional safety is built, not bought. Here are 3 questions to ask in your relationship regularly. Do you feel emotionally seen with me? Is there anything you're scared to share with me? What can I do to make you feel safer emotionally? These aren't romantic words. They're relationship CPR. Let's create relationships that don't just look good, but feel like peace. Smash that like button if this hit home, and subscribe to LoveTales by MarsQuad for more real love, real talk, real healing.
Tales by MarsQuad.